Hello and welcome to round 3 of the r/IndyCar iRacing League presented by Raceverse. The first 2 races of the season we saw 2 vastly different ovals, the high banks of Michigan Superspeedway and the tricky short oval at Richmond that bested many of the drivers. But now the iRacers of Reddit's most active IndyCar community take to the Wisconsin countryside where they'll take on the first road course of the season. The organizers could not have picked a better circuit. For tonight, we'll visit Elkhart Lake, home to one of America's greatest road courses, Road America. The 4 miles, 14 corners with long straightaways should make for a competitive race with great passing points. After last week's yellow flag-filled race that saw Caleb Fast Car Fan Bensi take his second victory in the series, we should be looking to see a little bit less of the safety car tonight. And hot on the heels of Fast Car Fan, though, is Demigod of Chops, Julian Altana, Skugan, and Evan Dessa. So we're going to do something a little bit different here tonight, and we're doing 15-minute open qualifying. It's already started, and I'll bring up the leaderboard here. We've got most of our drivers have put in hot laps already. As we can see, Dakness69 is in P1, with Evan Dessa in P2, Julian Altana in P3, and Brett Wand in P4, and Upland Bird Hunter in P5. So hopefully everybody can hear me out there, and there aren't any other kind of issues. So let's see who we want to follow out here on the track. Everybody's going to be, with this 15 minutes, you have, you kind of don't want to pit or anything like that. You might want to pit to get fresh tires, but at Road America, it's like a 2-minute lap, minute 45 as you can see, so you really don't have that many laps to put on out there. And we have a full field tonight of about 26. A little surprising. The organizers weren't sure if we'd get that many tonight after last week's race and just the busyness of today's schedule at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, taking a lot of the attention of the drivers here and fans. So Dakness69 looking to continue what he's doing here. Evan Dessa is still in the pits now, but Julian Altana looks like he wants to push. He's only 3 tenths off P1, so he'll be looking to improve upon his earlier qualifying attempts. Looks like Dakness69 is also heading into the pits. Oh, no, he's still out there, but my overlay was telling me he was in the pits. We've got Fast Car Fan here. He's in P6 at the moment. I saw that he was a little bit late coming into practice. I don't know if that's in his strategy. Maybe he was keeping his cards close to his vest, as we see Julian Altana back there looping it coming out of turn 5. He gets back up to speed. Yeah, we'll focus on Fast Car Fan here. Obviously, our championship points leader. He was quick yesterday in the practice session. Hey Emma, can we confirm that the audio is correct, both the in-car audio and the microphone out there? We're coming down to just a minute left. Should have had that up there for you guys in the qualifying here. So Dakness69 with a very competitive lap at a 1:44.921. Everybody's going to be running the same fixed setup. It's a Majors Garage setup, one of the big setup providers out here in iRacing. This particular setup is made by Liam Quinn, one of the quick drivers in the iRacing IndyCar series. So it looks like Fast Car Fans dropping a bit. He has opted, he might, well, he looks like he's done. If there's only 25 seconds left in the session, he is done. So everybody that's out on a lap now, hot laps count. And it looks like we've got a pretty tight grid in the top 8. From there on, it's looking to be kind of a learning curve for a lot of these guys out here. Looks like Upland Bird Hunter, and it looks like unless somebody is on a hot lap, like Julian Altana here, that is about all she wrote for qualifying. And qualifying's over, and we'll have a couple minutes where we allow the cars that were on hot laps to continue out here. One of our other championship contenders is back here in P13. He's still on a hot lap. So he navigates out of the final corner and onto the straightaway. We'll see if he can better his last lap. And it does not appear to be, but let's go back to Julian here as he heads across the start-finish line and crashes it into the wall. Looks a little frustrated there as he looks to be knocked off by Demigod of Chops, who takes over the P3 position right at the end there. So Julian will start 4th. As we prepare for the cars to grid. Hey, it looks like Thug Daddy's out there on the YouTube here, so good to see. Looks like he is qualified back in the 21st position. And we'll get to the grid here as qualifying ticks away. We'll see if anybody, I don't think anybody else is out here on the track. Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody. And then we'll get to the grid. So 30 laps here tonight, 120 miles if my calculations are correct. 14 corners here at the Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. One of the greatest road courses in the US, to me, certainly one of my favorites. 14 corners, you could say there's a little bit questionable corner count here. As you can see, turn 2 isn't really a turn. Turn 4 is not a turn either. Maybe if you were driving a Lotus 49, some old Roadster or something like that, those might be considered corners as we prepare to have the cars head to the grid here. Yeah, heavy braking points in turn 1, turn 5, turn 12. Any of those places could be passing points. There's going to be a lot of excitement tonight. I'm very excited to be calling this one of my first road course races that I'll be calling, so learning experience for me, but I'm actually definitely a road course guy, but I've always focused on, at least in an announcing category, on the ovals. So it looks like we're getting our grid out here. We can get our starting grid. Always some issues with my starting grid here where we start from the 7th position, but we don't want that. We want to start from the 1st position. We're going to have a really long lap here. So let's wait for this thing to cycle through. But yeah, we're going to have a full pace lap where they're going to start on the front straightaway, and it's going to take 3 or 4 minutes to get around under at 50 miles an hour, right? So, all right, let's see if our grid We won't have the entire grid. Anybody that did not qualify will not be on the grid here, but there are 26 cars out there. 26 or 27, I believe. So our grid will come up in a moment. Here we go. So we got Dagness in P1, Evan Dessa P2, Demigod of Chops P3, Julian Altana in P4, Jordan F in P5, Brett Wayan in P6. P7's K-Racer 52, P8 is Fast Car Fan, P9 Upland Bird Hunter, P10 Canciaro, P11 Faden, P12 Turtle Waxer 99, P13 Skugan, one of our championship contenders, Solar 24 or 424 in P14, another Coogan, Hoosier in the Big D in P15, Cincy Gator in, I believe that was, I flipped ahead. Hey Racer there is in P19. Ryan Myron, one of our, apparently from IndyCar Radio, is in P20. Thug Daddy is there in 21st. So Watson, okay, we do have some of the grid here. The non-qualifiers, P25, Christian Graves, new driver this week. Jerry 89 from, I want to say he's from the Switzerland in P25. As we head on around, and we'll catch the grid one more time as well. Anybody that we missed, we'll go through here once again. Yeah, we played Chop's Voltic Pistol commercial trailer earlier. If you missed it, we'll try to play it another time here tonight. If he wins, we will definitely be playing it again. But we'll see if we have any chances to play it again as the race. Well, you know what we can do? This is a long grid run, so let's just go ahead and play it one more time here. Voltic Pistol is created by Demigod of Chops, who's one of our drivers here in the field. And Sunset Arctic is his company, and he'd love if you went and bought his game. It's available on Steam. If you like an cyberpunk, steampunk twist on a genre, then you might be interested in that. Yeah, we could buy 10, buy 20 copies. So again, the setup that they're running out here tonight is the Majors Garage setup, developed by Liam Quinn. They release setups for the IndyCar every single week during the IndyCar seasons. And they're pretty competitive setups. I know VRS is one of the big places, but you know, if you're looking for an edge, you might look at someplace else, because I know a lot of people are running those VRS setups, and maybe it doesn't suit you as much, and you could try out the Majors Garage setups, and they'd be, you know, pretty competitive. As you can see, Deck Ness with a 144.9, that's a pretty competitive lap here at Road America. As we come up take the green flag here. Be 30 laps, about 120 miles at Road America. Pace car dives off. Deckness 69 leads them up. Evan Dess on the outside. Demigod of Chops P3. And we have the green flag. Here we go. And we looks like Deckness It's going to have the edge into the first corner, as it looks like Jordan F. Got in the inside of both Demigod of Chops and Julian Altana. I could see that Avendessa maybe was thinking about it for a moment, but thought the wiser of it, as Deckness 69 heads down the Moran sweep down to the turn 5. Heavy braking point here. The drivers look to be all getting through it well. We'll check back in the field. Everybody's looking pretty smart here through turn 5. What's one of our action zones here? It looks like that might be Mani Gosham in here. Let's see if we can get that confirmed. No, Fear the Putty, I believe, is who is a little slow back here, but we've got a couple other drivers who are also slow. As Deckness navigates through the kink for the first time tonight. See Julian Altana is hot on the heels of Jordan F., who had a great start here into Canada corner. And Deckness has already taken a lead, about a second lead, almost 2 seconds. As we come across the line here, we're going to get an update on the leaderboard. As Julian Altana looks inside of Jordan F., running down the front straightaway here, Road America, into turn 1. And looks like Julian Altana makes the move. A little bit of dirt. And Avendessa also making the move there. It looks like he had gotten shuffled back there. Let me update everything. So those leaders are those, what you're seeing there is now the live stats there, or at least at the finish line was the live stats. Let me reset this once again. There we go. We're obviously green. Avendessa getting a little bit of a Jordan F coming back at him. These guys are looking to settle in here, and looks like Julian Altana is looking to set his sights. He's gapped a little bit of Avendessa, looking to set his sights on Deckness, who's already navigating through the carousel here. Demigod of Chops has dropped back a couple positions from the start, back to P5. Fast Car Fan, our points leader, has moved up a position into P7 from P8. Everybody seems to be keeping it pretty clean here. It's a lot of smart driving out here, from what I can see. I can see also Julian Altana has also closed a few tenths on the leader, Deckness 69. Now the pit window here is going to be about 12 to 13 laps, as it looks like LRGP is coming out of the pit lane. They will have one fast reset tonight. One rule change that the league had was that there will be no longer any fast resets on the ovals after last week's race, if you tuned in on that one. Looking through the field here, so just a lot of follow the leader, a lot of smart driving, drivers settling in. We've got 27 laps to go. Gonna be a little bit quicker race tonight with the lack of any cautions or anything like that. Trying to check if I can find. So Faden is making some ground up on Upland Bird Hunter. Faden in the Homestead Coffee livery, whereas Upland Bird Hunter in the classic Team Penske livery. Gonna keep an eye on the top of the field here. So also Avendessa's moving up. He's not being shown on the screen right now, but he's in P3, and I can see he's cutting into Julian Altana's gap as well. Keep the follow on here. So we're looking at Faden here. As they go brake hard into Canada corner, I'm going to switch over to Demigod of Chops, who is just 3/10 back from Jordan F. And Jordan F had a great start there, but he's dropped back a little bit. From that, he had moved up to P2, and now he's back to P4. Fast Car fans settle in here in P7 as well. Trying to look if there's anything else out here. Small, if I can find a good interval. So Brett Wayand here is braking hard into turn 5 there. Also, it looked like Demigod of Chops might have messed up his turn 5 braking as well, and so that Napa car, Brett Wayand, is right on his, not quite on his gearbox, but he's certainly that's where he wants to be. All of the traffic back here are within a second of each other, and that's where you want to be. You can maintain the draft. Faden's still on Upland Bird Hunter back here. See, Hay Racer's back in P22. He might have had some issues at the very start of the race. One of our fan favorites from last week. As Dak Ness continues to lead, he has gapped a couple tenths that particular lap. Okay, we've got Demigod of Chops making a move on Jordan F here into turn 1. And Jordan F comes back on the outside. We'll see heading into turn 3. This is going to set up for a really good passing opportunity. All, really 4 of these cars really in the mix here. As we're going to head into turn 5. Heavy braking point. Probably the best place to pass on the track. As Demigod of Chops looks to the outside, and Jordan F, they both lay down some rubber in their tires in the heavy braking zone, but Demigod of Chops could not make that move, so now he comes under pressure from Brett Wayand from the rear. His car's behind, chomping at the bit as they look to get around here as well. It looks like they're all being held up a little bit by Jordan F. This is exactly the kind of racing that I wanted to see here tonight. Fast through the kink they navigate. Another heavy braking point, so I do have information about push to pass. I'm not sure if it's 100% correct though, but we'll keep an eye on that as the race progresses. Looked like Brett Wayand dropped back a little bit there. And now he's under pressure and he dives low, dives inside to block the ideal passing point as Fast Car Fan makes the move. Takes over the 6th position from Brett Wayand. And now he'll be setting his sights on Demigod of Chops as well. We'll see if Brett Wayand can make the comeback though as we head onto the Moran sweep. I'm also keeping an eye on just to make sure there's anything happening in the front of the field. Demigod of Chops, it looks like several no passing attempt there from Chops or Brett Wayand. Both, okay, we've got, okay, Jordan F missed his braking point just slightly as they go too wide. And now Fast Car Fan looks to take advantage of Demigod of Chops as he could not make that pass as they're going to go, it looks to be too wide into the carousel. Not the wisest move, especially with your setup into the kink, you do not want to take that too wide. They look to wisen up there and wait for that moment here, as Fast Car Fan also has Brett Way in behind him. K-Racer here is just hanging out in the back, waiting for somebody to make a mistake, just doing a smart drive here. See what we can do here. So back at the front of the field, Julian Altena's moved up 1.2 seconds back from Deknes. So some cars I have some push-to-pass information on, but not all cars. So it's telling me that Deknes and Julian don't have, and Avendessa don't have any push-to-pass left, but these guys we're following do. So I think that's bad information. I can't imagine anybody used all their push-to-passes only 7 laps into the race. So. Demigod of Chops is going wide into turn 5 there. That's an interesting line. As he looks inside of turn 6, forces, it looks like, Jordan F to hard brake, lock up his tires a little bit, but not enough to make that move. Almost a repeat of the last lap. However, at least on this one, Demigod of Chops did not drop back, and Fast Car Fan did not gain an advantage on him there. This is just an amazing battle, honestly. But at the same time, they've now gapped. As Chops looks inside, looks outside, in fact, going into Canada corner. And now he's going to look. He just wanted to, because they actually have dropped back 11 seconds from P3 and Avendessa, and now that's really good feeling for those guys up front. That, you know, there's been this gap has been created. Now we set up into turn 1. It looks like Chops is going to go inside. They do have 10 push to passes from the start of the race, but he cannot make that move into turn 1, and now he's under pressure from Fast Car Fan, our championship leader. I'll just say there's a lot of smart driving out here tonight, though. No contact as far as we can see on these guys. That's a really interesting line that we got of Chops. Well, we've got somebody there. Looked like a back marker. I'm going to focus on this. It certainly was not. It was not the leader or anybody like that. So back to the fast race set for whoever that was. I'm not sure. I don't want to cut away from this awesome battle that we're having. This is exactly the kind of race from the intro that I said. There's fast, long straightaways and hard braking points, and that's what we have. As we just have, basically what we have is the Jordan train up here. Jordan F and P4. I don't believe that Jordan has been in one of the previous races, but I might be incorrect. I mean, we've had 30 cars last race, so... heading on up to the front, so Julian Altena in the race-verse car has gapped within 1 second of the leader, Deknes 69. And at that point, he might start to get into the, into the towing range, if we're talking about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway practice earlier today, but into the draft, into the slipstream of Deknes here. As we head back, I'll keep an eye on my intervals there. Okay, we might have just had Julian Altena just put it into the wall, in fact. So let's get a replay, because this is pretty important. So we were just looking at him. I think he came out of there and he just puts it right into the concrete. And you can bet that he is very unhappy at this point, as all these cars ahead of him now are trying to navigate around. Everybody moves up a position as Chops tries to take advantage of the situation. Almost lost it there, and does not make his move, and he looks like he's going wide on the final corner, P14, and Fast Car Fan looks to take advantage. Our leaderboard there will update as the cars go through, so I wouldn't count Julian out of the race now. He'll get a fast repair. He is in the pits at the moment, as Brett Wayand is now putting pressure on God of Chops here. Yeah, I can see Julian's in the pits. This is about the range of his first pit stop, though, so I think it could work out for him. I mean, obviously he's going to be back a bit, but all things considered, he could have dodged a bullet on this one anyway. I mean, he's not going to be in the top 3 anyway. He's going to have a long race to get that sorted out, but he's at least still around. And now Fast Car Fan sets his sights on Jordan F as well, as Dakness69 is just checking out. He's now has an 8-second lead over Evan Dessa. So I'll head on. We're spreading out just slightly here. See if we can find anything else that's going on in terms of intervals here. So yeah, I can see quite a few cars in the pit lane here, and as we just heard, Fear the Putty is retiring from the race. Looks like a lot of these cars, you could go 12 or 13 laps, but they're opting to pit on lap 10, 11. So our leader will be pitting here momentarily. So I'm just noticing here, so Dakness 69 here is one of our higher iRating drivers here that we've seen in the series at 4,000 iRating, so definitely a road course specialist. That's why he's here tonight, as Fast Car Fan putting the heat on Jordan now as they head into turn 5. It looks like we lost Fast Car Fan slightly there. One of our fan favorite drivers, Hey Racer, here is diving into the pits. He's one of our later pit stop cars here. I think that's a little bit different livery than last week. We also have Skugan here, who has so basically the top 10 cars have not pit. They're on 11-12 lap old tires. Skugan's here in P9. So we've got Flash Jordan and we have Jordan F in the field. Now, I was seeing that Evan Dessa here had some sort of strategy he was talking about in the chat earlier. That he was, as he heads around Hay Racer there, one of the lapped cars now, but he was talking about how that pace lap was going to somehow affect his strategy. I'm not sure. He'd have to really fuel save to get this done on a one stop, but we'll see what he can do. That might be his plan. However, Dak Ness here, still out there. So actually, Chops has pitted. So has Fast Car Fan. So they're all in the pits from Jordan F, Fast Car Fan, K Racer, those 4 or 5 cars that were in those battles here. So we'll also see as they come out of the pit. So Julian Altena is already pit. He's coming out on the front straightaway here. He's going to be in the mix here with these guys, so there could be a good battle here. See, he's right on the back of K Racer here, so even with sticking that nose of the car into the concrete, that fast repair is saving his, it's his lifeline for this race. He should move up. We've got the top 6 cars have not pit in this race, so Julian here might get back into the top 5 or 6 cars or so. So it looks like Jordan F might have had an issue at some point because he's dropped back behind all the cars like Fast Car Fan and Demigod of Chops. Now we've got Julian here, one of our fast drivers. I mean, he qualified 3rd or 4th, I believe, and now he's gaining time on K Racer here. Both of these drivers, so K Racer on fresh tires, so his tires are coming up to temperature, and that's why Julian on 2-lap-old tires, his tires are fully up to temperature as they head into Canada Corner here. Just looking at other intervals, I don't see any closer battle, at least in the top 10 here. Julian's got to be kicking himself for that mistake that he made, and he's going to be wanting to hopefully drive with red mist in his eyes to gain as many positions that he can. As he looks inside of K Racer into turn 1, you can see that rubber line is really built up since the start of practice, and they have a lot of grip as they head into turn 1. Good pass there by Julian. As he sets his sights, it's about 2.5 seconds ahead of him is Chops, and so that's who he's going to be looking at. As Brett Wayand here is now setting his sights on Fast Car Fan. This is one of our closer races here. Yeah, I wouldn't count Chops out here yet. He's gonna be driving. You know, he's got a championship as well. You know, these drivers are all thinking championship. And Fast Car Fan here is doing exactly what he needs to prevent anybody from doing anything in the championship. I think Skugan ahead of him, although he has not pit. Skugan might be on some interesting strategy here, so as he heads off into the pits here. The last car in the top 10 he had moved up from, as I see Thug Daddy there also in the pits. I do believe this is his second pit. This could be a black flag drive-through penalty. As I think he's driving past his pits. This would be very annoying. I believe that's what it was anyway. I'm not 100% sure. Because I thought I saw that he had pit earlier. Yeah, I see him, he's on one lap stint, so I think that was a black flag. Let's see if I can get any information about that. Yeah, I don't see anything. I see some off tracks and pit stops information. Probably our best race on the track right now here between Brett Wayand, who so with through the pit stops, we have Dak Ness leading. Evan Dessam P2, Fast Car Fans moved up into the last final podium position of P3. See my follow here has the wrong position on Brett Wayand here. He's actually P4. Chops is back in P5. So Julian, that's saying P7 here, but he's actually in P6. I think just at the end of the lap that will update. Yeah, let's have a look at Wayand here. So he will really want to get around Fast Car Fan because he's one of our championship contenders here. But as you can see, just because you crash out on this doesn't mean your race is over. As Wayand is going to have to probably look outside, thinking outside on Fast Car Fan here into turn 1. Looks to pressure him on the out, and looks like he's made the position, but can Fast Car Fan here return the favor, heading on to the Moran sweep and into turn 5, that heavy braking zone. Really good move there by Brett Wayand. But he's got his work cut out for him because ahead of him is Evan Dessa, and P2 is all the way 7 seconds ahead. Deknes is 12 seconds ahead of Evan Dessa, so that's quite a ways to get up to that P1 position. So Chops only about a second back from P4. Julian Altena is about a second and a half back from Chops. K-Racers dropped back 2.5 seconds from Julian. Jordan here is 8 seconds back from K-Racer. Upland Bird Hunter is kind of here on his own. About 10 seconds between him and he's in 9th position and the 10th position of Flash Jordan. So I see Skugan after that cycle of pit stops. He's back in P17, so that particular strategy has not worked out for him. We'll see what happens as the race continues. As we're halfway through the race already, I didn't even notice that go by. I mean, these are long laps, but this has been so exciting, the racing here, that I didn't even notice it had been already 16 laps. So no trivia here tonight because we got an action-packed race. Are you guys looking forward to the Indianapolis race next week? Both the qualifying this weekend for the real-life drivers, and then the 500 the following week, but we'll be right back here in the r/IndyCar iRacing League running Indianapolis. I believe we'll be running 120 laps, and so that'll be at 9 o'clock next week, right like it was tonight. Hey, can all those Herman fans out here give me a like there? I'm showing him on the screen back in P14, although he's actually in P13, but, well, it says he's on P13, but I think he, I don't know, it's saying P13, but my live overlay says P14, so. It's a very cool looking car that he's got today, and I think he's coming up on... Oh, as he dives into the pits, that's why he lost some positions. So, he had only been out, as we lost him there for a moment, he'd only been out 5 or 6 laps, but I think from here, he can make it on fuel. It's about a 13 laps, and we're on lap 17, so from here, he can make it on fuel. I think we might have had, Julian here might have made a mistake of some sort because I see that K-Racer is gotten around him at some point. Let me see if I can quickly look and see what happened here. I don't know if it will be in here or not. Might have happened too long ago. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything there, so let me look at what other battles we have on the track. We've sort of spread out at the moment. The closest one we have is Chops here. It's about a second back from Fast Car Fan. I have to see. I'm gonna pay attention to Chops. He looks like he's in the Voltic pistol livery there too. Yes, he is. I could tell. As we have a car going wide. That looks like LRGP struggling a little bit out of the final corner there. Although am I blaming the wrong person, or is there somebody out there that has an exact car as him? I might be. Because I know that car, but it seems like somebody else is out there with that same car. But yeah, back to Chops here. So he's got this Voltic pistol livery. Very cool looking car this week. I don't believe he's had this one previously, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, he really likes to go way wide on that corner, so I'm gonna have to try that one. Over that rumble strips, I don't know if that's a 1X or what it is, but that gives you that really good angle on turn 5 there, and the good run into turn 6. As we're just 12 laps from the end here. Let's do it through the field. We haven't really done that. So we've got Deck Ness. We haven't been focusing on him at all, even though he's out here. So I'm looking at fastest laps of the race. So actually, Julian Altena has the fastest lap of the race. Deck Ness is a 10th off of that. So then we head to Brett Wayand in P2. Fast Car Fan. So going back to Brett Wayand there, he's 20 seconds back from Dak Ness. Fast Car Fan's a 1.5 seconds back from Brett Wayand. Chops here is about a little under 2 seconds back from Fast Car Fan. K-Racer is about 4 seconds back from Chops. He's in that, as I've mentioned before in previous broadcasts, that Papyrus IndyCar Racing livery, pretty cool one. So we've also missed, so Evan Dessa has moved out of that as well. Let's go back and see if we can figure out anything here. Because he was in P2 for a while. No, this is he's behind K-Racer there already, so I've missed that one. I apologize for that. Julian here as in P7. Flash Jordan P8. Upland Bird Hunter going through the kink. Really good camera angle there in P9. Faden in the Homestead Coffee in P10. Ryan Mirren, one of our new drivers tonight. I saw he was coming in at the last moment, getting into the league here in P11. Mouse for Life here in P12. Hoosier in the Big D, the second Coogan we've got in the field here. In P13, Cincy Gator back here. We saw that Connor Daly, U.S. Air Force Chuck Yeager livery in the flesh for the first time out there today in Indianapolis Motor Speedway practice. Did everybody watch that out there today? Have that stream going on IndyCar Gold on NBC Sports? I certainly did for 6.5 hours. Hey Racers back here in P15. And Skugan in P16, so one of our championship contenders here, all the way back in P16. He's just trying to gather up the points tonight, I think. Looks like, I don't know if my information's accurate, but we've got a few cars have dropped out of the race from P17. This was Jordan F., who was pretty quick earlier on, has apparently dropped out. I'm not 100% sure if this is accurate information, but it's showing him as 3 laps down and out of the car for me anyway. But that's where we're at. So let me head back, see if I can find a good battle. So we have a good battle here. Avendessa has caught up to K-Racer. He's only 4/10 back, probably under that at this point. They head into turn 6, and now they head into turn 7. This fast right-hander as they go into the hurry downs into turn 8. As they exit turn 8 and head on to the carousel, the K-Racer blinks out for a moment. We'll see. I actually show Avendessa here as having all of his push to pass remaining. I don't know how accurate that is again. Oh, okay, so Skugan lost his connection at some point tonight, so that's why he's way back there in P15, so that's really unfortunate, but it happens. Certainly not a good feeling. As K-Racer here looks to be an Avendessa navigate around some lap traffic here, and that Valvoline car just heads off the track there. Yeah, good to know about that. Yeah, Brett Wayans doing as Avendessa there, looking inside of K-Racer. I think looking quickly at the as he completes that move into turn 1. Looking at the fastest laps out here, it does appear to me with a quick glance that Avendessa has the 3rd fastest lap out here tonight, and he did burn a push to pass on that one, so he's good to go. He's got some ground to make up on Fast Car Fan up there, though. Yeah, I was wondering about Chop's name there. I might have to ask him this sometime, but is it so in IndyCar racing there's a chop, you know? It's when you come down on somebody and you chop the air off of their front wing. So is the god of pork chops, or is the god of IndyCar chops? So I'll have to ask him about that. Now we have K-Racer's back, but K-Racer's best lap of the day, he's just kind of chugging along. He's done a 146, whereas Avendessa up there is 145.2. So I think K-Racer's just looking to gain any positions by anybody that drops out of the race. Yeah, Chops it's back into P6 now. I see that. So Julian has pit once again, and he is ready to go to the end. So that's why a couple of these guys here have dropped back. Anybody that hits, everybody other than Chops and Upland Bird Hunter and Julian here, and a couple Hoosier in the Big D and Ryan Mirren, they probably have to pit again unless they have some magical, like Scott Dixon way that they can make fuel in this. But literally making 14 laps on a tank is like really saving pretty excessively in this car. So as Fast Car Fan, did he just have a pit, or did he have a mistake? So let me have a look here. I bet he yeah, he just pit. That's what it was. Because I see Avendessa and K-Racer going around him. I see mutton chops, huh? That's what he's sporting? So that was the kind of chops that I had missed on that whole thing. So K-Racer's keeping up with Avendessa here pretty well. I had a feeling Avendessa... Okay, as he dives into the pits. Whoa, that is not what you want to do. As K-Racer, Mr. Excitement there as he comes into the pits. decides to make a tow. As Brett Wayand comes into the pits as well. That was, let's see if we can see that again. That was a moment there for K-Racer. Let's see if we can look. Let's, not the right car here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to go back a little bit more than that. So he was excited he might be able to get around Evan Dessa here, and he locks up the brakes, the rear brakes, and he goes over the, and just hits the pit wall, and I think he was stuck at this point. Couldn't back out of this. Really unfortunate turn of events there for K-Racer. Wow. Not going to be a happy camper there. So we head back to live shots. So we've got Dak Ness here. He's still yet to pit, either as Evan Dessa. So we've actually got a couple Valvoline cars out here because we saw somebody had gone wide at the final corner as our leader heads through the kink. And it certainly was not the leader because he is 35 seconds ahead of P2. So Brett Wayand here is the lead of the cars that have pitted. And he should probably get around Evan Dessa when he pits. Which will be... Or let's see, I might have bad information here. No, it's gotta be, he's gotta have another pit. Unless he's really, really saving fuel and that's his plan. Could be. Let's see if we can hear, going on board of Evan Dessa here, if he is backing out of it, like really early. As, nope, he heads into the pits. Alright, so hold on here. Yeah, we were not on live pictures there for a moment. So Evan Dessa just came out of the pits. He's now behind God of Chops here. So this could be a good race that we have developing as Chops takes that wide line into turn 5. So the only car that has not pit so far is the leader. I don't think anybody could have made this on one stop, so... As we got Evan Dessa's looking... this is our closest battle in the field. As he looks to get around Chops here. They're really close as they head onto the front straightaway here. As Chops goes low, it looks like Evan Dessa's gonna take him on the outside going into turn 1. He's probably got that, he had a lot of push to pass left, so he's on that push to pass, and he makes it around. We'll see if Chops can make it back on the Moran sweep into turn 5. But it looks like Evan Dessa is really gapped already. So looking at, looks like Dak Ness has set the fastest lap of the race now at a 144.3, knocking Julian off, who had a 144.6. So, let's see, we'll be getting probably a pit out of Dak Ness here, momentarily. I wouldn't even risk it if I was him. He's over a minute ahead of anybody else, and there's no reason he needs to try to save fuel here. He can pit and come out, and he'll be 30 seconds ahead of everybody else. He had the field covered today, it looks like. At least after Julian made that mistake and put it into the wall, because he was about a 1.2 seconds back at that point. So with all that mistake that K-Racer made, he's actually still in P8. So good on him. So best battle on the track. His Fast Car fan is still battling with Brett Wayand here. Wayand had got by him several laps ago, and Fast Car fan here is just maintaining that gap with him, and you know, he's going to try to make that position. So unless something horrible happens to Dak Ness here, we're not going to have a triple winner here in the r/IndyCar series. As we're down to only 3 laps to go. As our leader pits finally, very quick pit stop, I can imagine. Only 3 laps of fuel needed. That's only 4 or 5 gallons of fuel. Then that's to be safe and included in all of that. And he comes out, don't have the exact number on at the moment, but he's going to come out and he's going to be nearly 30 seconds ahead of P2. Looks like Brett Wayand kicks up some dust on the outside of turn 1 as he navigates through turn 3. Trying to spot. So K-Racer's coming up on Upland Bird Hunter here. We might have some moves here. And actually, Faden here also gaining. This is the closest battle we have for P10, for the top 10 position. Faden looking ahead at Hoosier in the Big D. So K-Racer here looks like he's upped his game a little bit. Earlier he had a 146 was his best lap, and his last lap was a 145. So there is a slight variation here. So it was telling me that his last lap was a little bit faster than his best lap, but a best lap wouldn't count if he had gotten an incident during that lap. As he looks like he's gaining 3/10 back from Upland Bird Hunter. He's gonna try to go for a move in turn 5. He will not. But we also have that Fast Car fan and Brett Wayand battle is heating up as well. We crossed the line. Only 3 laps to go. I think I said that earlier, but it was actually 4 laps to go when I said that. Hey, anybody out there watching, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to get updates about next week's race. We'll be covering all of the races here for the r/IndyCar iRacing League through the rest of the season. But we'll have that big race in Indianapolis next week, 120 laps. I think we'll have a big turnout for that one. We might have to limit the field to 33 cars or something with everybody that's in this league here. So Faden, 10th back from Hoosier in the Big D. So he looks to make a move into turn 8, and now they navigate towards the carousel. We've got 3 battles on the track right now. We've got We've got this battle, Faden on Hoosier and the Big D. We've got K Racer and Upland Bird Hunter. So they head into turn 1, and of course we have Fast Car Fan. A little bit bigger gap on that one, so we're focusing on K Racer and Faden at the moment here. Oh, we just had some incident there. We're gonna have to see that. We are gonna have to see what happened here. So we had Faden and Hoosier and the Big D. Oh, he just loses it under braking. Hoosier and the Big D, or that was, yeah, Hoosier and the Big D does. And in the process, you know, he was under pressure from Faden there. I think Faden probably took some damage from that, but I can't imagine he would pit for any repairs or anything. Yeah, he's just gonna try to get home. He's only got 2 laps to go, so I think K Racer at that moment also got around Upland Bird Hunter, so let's see if we can get a replay of that. And it's gonna have to go back. I can see that. So he's setting up onto the Moran sweep into turn 5, that heavy braking zone. And he makes a clean pass into turn 5 here. Getting back live. Deckness looks like he's got it covered, and yeah, he's about 35 seconds ahead of P2, Brett Wayand, and he's coming under pressure. Brett Wayand is from Fast Car Fan. As we're on the white flag, final lap. One more lap to go for Deckness here. He's got the field covered here, so closest battle on the field here. Fast Car Fan on Brett Wayand. It's got they both look like they're Fast Car Fan, so he has 1 push to pass remaining. As I see those brakes light up going into turn 1, he's going to be using this. As they come up to lap traffic, we'll see if that lap traffic gets out of the way or what becomes of it. As saw a flash of something on the push to pass, he looks outside on Brett Wayand, and he makes the pass on the outside. Those brakes are lit up as Brett Wayand comes back on the inside into turn 6. Oh man, man, side by side they head to turn. Yeah, wow. And Fast Car Fan makes it stick there. We're gonna have to watch this and see if this is the best battle we have on the track. We'll see if Brett Wayand, he's out of push to pass. If he can make anything happen into Canada corner, that'll be his last chance for any comeback here. He's right on the gearbox of Fast Car Fan. Fast Car Fan dives low. Brett Wayand is on the outside, and they head into Canada corner side by side. And Fast Car Fan holds it, maintains it. Deckness has won the race, but we're not going to cut away from this amazing battle we have here. As Brett Wayand right on the gearbox, this is going to be right at the line for P2. Can Brett Wayand get that draft? He goes on the outside, and it looks like Fast Car Fan just holds on to P2. Wow. And that was just for P2. So Evan Dessa comes back in P4. Demigod Chops finishes off in P5. Julian still making his way through the kink here. Then P6. K Racer's on his about a second back. See, somebody had some tire tracks there. What an amazing race. Wow. Yeah, Fast Car Fan made the move when it mattered on the final lap and maintained it. As Julian crosses the start-finish line in P6. So we'll go ahead and set up for the... let's just look at the top 10 here. Do a quick top 10. So we had Deckness in P1. Congratulations on the victory. Fast Car Fan missing third victory in a row, but moving up in his championship lead in P2. Brett Wayand in P3. Evan Dessa in P4. Demigod of Chops in P5. Julian Altena in P6. K-Racer in P7. Upland Bird Hunter in P8. Flash Jordan in P9. And Faden rounding up the top 10 in P10. So we'll be right back and we'll get down to the podium interviews. All right. All right, we're back. I'm going to pull in our third place finisher here. Hey, Brett. Let's see, I don't have a read on the microphone here, so we'll see. What do we got here? Let's see. Technical difficulties on the microphone. Let's see. Push to talk. Voice activity. I'm not seeing anything. Hey, Brett, do you have me? For some reason, I don't see my voice broadcasting to him either, but then when I check my own, yeah, it's certainly talking, and you guys hear me. And I don't think we have our P1. Let me try our P2 car here. Maybe what I'll do is restart Discord. All right, testing. Hey, Caleb, you got me? Because I don't hear anything. Unfortunately, I don't hear anything from anybody else either. There, I heard something. All right, testing my microphone. But when we actually go to, so I think Discord is bugging out. So we'll have to figure out what's going on there next week for our Indianapolis race. Apologies that we could not get a podium interview done. We had Brett Way and they're ready to go, and unfortunately some sort of technical difficulties. I know you guys can hear me because I see it broadcasting. We had a technical difficulty, so that stinks. Fast Car Fan here in P2. Amazing race for these two guys, these two competitors here, keeping it clean down to the start-finish line. And we had Dak Ness, 69 here, taking the victory, leading all of the laps here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was, as far as I know. And I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't use any of his push-to-passes other than early on. He had the field covered tonight. Well, I think that wraps it up here. We're going to be at Indianapolis next week. It's going to be a 120-lap race, so make sure to drink all of your caffeine, drink your coffee, make sure you can stay up for that one. It's going to be a late run. Let's hope that our drivers can keep it clean. And thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to hit that like button out there. We'll try to figure out our technical difficulties. We tested this before the race to make sure the Discord interview would work, but unfortunately when it came down to it, it was not working. So we'll see you guys next weekend, or next week, next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. We're gonna have some 4-lap qualifying of some sort, I believe, and it's gonna be an exciting time at Indianapolis. We're gonna be back to the ovals there, and hope you guys have a good one. Make sure to hit that like button. And Demigod Chops, we're going to play his Voltic pistol one last time here. So here we go.